Joining us now from Frankfurt, Germany, is New York City Attorney Joe Tacopina, who is following closely, and I understand has volunteered his services in this case. Is that true? If you were asked,
well, sure. I mean, I've been contacted by someone from Netanyahu's team and want to know if I'd be interested. And when I looked into it, interested would be an understatement, Bill. This to me is as close to a ground ball as you get as far as a defamation suit. Because look, the New York Times knew exactly what global reaction these accusations would trigger, and they published them anyway. So this case is going to turn, and I think they have a great defamation case. The case is going to turn on one question. Did the New York Times meet the extraordinary verification burden required when publishing accusations this inflammatory? Because when you publish something so outrageous, so inflammatory, so extraordinary, the level of verification has to go up. You know that. You're one of the top journalists of our century. And so you understand that verification has to meet the level of the nature of the accusation or reporting. So defamation law exists precisely for moments like this, when reputations are destroyed globally by allegations that may never, ever have been responsibly verified. And I got to tell you something. You know, the Times has to understand, if you're going to accuse Israeli soldiers of medieval-style atrocities, and these are as grotesque as I've seen, as far as an accusation is concerned, if you're going to accuse Israeli soldiers of medieval-style atrocities, you better have evidence beyond activism, beyond outrage or anonymous narratives or partisan, haters, anti-Semites. Because once those allegations hit the front page of the New York Times, the damage to Israel and to Jews worldwide is immediate and permanent. So I think Netanyahu is right on.
Let me stop you there. So Israel is a foreign country, obviously. Do they have any hurdles to overcome to get this in a United States courtroom?
Not even a little bit, because it was published by a United States newspaper. Anyone can be defamed. You don't have to be a citizen of the United States.
So because a vehicle is a United States corporation, they can sue. They're basically suing the corporation. I don't know if they're suing Christoph himself.
Oh, I would, if I were advising, if I were leading this charge, I would sue the New York Times and Christoph.
Yeah, because he's got a lot of problems, Christoph.
He's got a history. Oh, yeah. I mean, look, the New York Times took one of the oldest anti-Semitic smears in history, Bill, this blood libel nonsense, right? And repackaged it as modern journalism. And it was absolutely outrageous. When you accuse soldiers of barbaric crimes without actual proof, let's see the proof. I don't want to hear about some Hamas supporters or anti-Israeli individuals who are coming up with these, accusations without proof.
Yeah, I mean, you remember
you're inflaming the world.
Remember Abu Ghraib and all of that problem that the United States had to absorb because soldiers did that, but it wasn't policy. And there are always going to be atrocities in war no matter what. Now, do you understand, because I don't, the embrace of younger Americans, which is mostly what this is, the anti-Semitic embrace, the dance that they are doing now, I wouldn't even say it's a majority of younger Americans, but there's enough of them out there on the campuses that we see them all the time. Why are they doing this?
Bill, I listened to your monologue, your opening monologue, and you were right on. It's hard to understand. I mean, and I heard that little debate between the soldier and the activist. It's repulsively unintelligent when you argue with someone that you don't really understand the facts or you can't give facts. You just repeat stuff that's posted on social media or on these blogs or in these groups, these hate groups. I don't know why they're doing it, Bill. I mean, I grew up an Italian American, but I went to Yeshiva in Brooklyn because that was the best school that my mom could find. So I grew up in that community, and I couldn't for the life of me understand why someone would victimize an entire class of people like that. It's just amazing. And how anyone could be sympathetic to Hamas or any of these Hezbollah or any of these terrorist organizations, it's mind-boggling to me. And, the timing of this piece was amazing, too, because the timing of it was in conjunction with the reporting of the atrocities from October 7th. So something was really wrong here. And I cannot believe this got past the editor's desk at the New York Times. The timing is what.
Yeah,
made
I'm not
so
yet,
many
but I
people do
can't get
this.
into that structure over there. I just can't
Yeah.
because I'm not inside it. I don't know who the decision makers are.
Right.
It used to be a Jewish-run paper, and the top editors were Jewish. But now it isn't. Now it's, I don't know what it is. But I'm more interested in Americans who hate Jews. And why are
But
you?
they can't articulate why. They can't
Yeah,
articulate
why
I
are
get
you
this.
hating Jews? For what reason? We got a mayor in New York City, Mamdani. I mean, I'm not going to call him an anti-Semite. That would be irresponsible. But certainly this man has no affection or wants to protect Jewish New Yorkers. He doesn't.
No, he didn't. Yeah, no, he doesn't. I mean, he didn't participate in the Jewish festivals in New York. His wife has made many posts that are, I'll say, anti-Semitic. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. She's reposted things that were anti-Semitic. And you know, if you read his previous, before he became mayor, some of his social media posts, I mean, you could argue with straight face that they were anti-Semitic posts. Whether he is or isn't, I mean, I don't know. I don't know the guy, but he's not had a strong history. And you know, some people say he's a jihadist supporter. So again, he's not someone who's sympathetic. And I think he does feed into this, you know, this mindset of people who, like, you know, just attack Jewish people because they're Jewish, not because they've done something
It
wrong.
doesn't, but it doesn't make any sense. And here's the kicker, and I get a lot of mail by people who don't live in the big urban centers. And they say, well, Jewish Americans, by and large, are liberal people, and they vote left. They vote progressive. But now the progressives have turned on them. It's just, I can't, and I'm usually pretty good at this, Joe. You know that.
I know you are.
Figuring out why these people are doing what they're doing. If you don't have a right to defend yourself, you have 7 million Jews, okay? What do you have, 100 million Arabs? And you can't defend yourself against Hamas and Hezbollah? And that doesn't mean that the poor Palestinians aren't trapped. They are trapped. There's no doubt about it, okay?
Right. But they're hostage to Hamas.
They're hostage, but Israel has to be overly sensitive, not only to the Palestinians, but to Christians as well that are in the proximity. So I'm appointing you Netanyahu's legal counsel now. What do you tell him to do going forward?
We go aggressively. I mean, you know, I just don't know the times we'll ever be able to verify this accusation, because again, the law is simple. The more shocking the accusation, the higher the journalistic duty to verify it. And having some anonymous sources who are pro-Palestinians or pro-Hamas or anti-Israel, that doesn't carry it. For Star Magazine, that wouldn't carry it, let alone the New York Times. You know, you just can't casually publish allegations that Israeli soldiers, listen to those allegations, train dogs for sexual assaults, Bill, and then hide behind it. We're just reporting claims. That's not sufficient. That will not carry the day. So extraordinary accusations require extraordinary verification, especially in a war fueled by propaganda. And that's what you have here. And I'm surprised that the New York Times did this. I really am. You know, I know things have changed there, but I still hold them up as the New York Times. And I've never sued ever, you know, a media outlet, a publication, anything. It's just, you know, it's just not what I do. This would be different. I would absolutely do this here because I think.
So you bring a straight out defamation suit on behalf of Israel against the New York Times and Christoph. That's what you would do?
I would do it, Bill. Absolutely.
All right.
And I think it would be meritorious. I think they'd win. I wouldn't do this unless I thought they'd win. I think they'd win. I think the New York Times would buckle quickly and probably settle.
Yeah, I don't know if the state of Israel is going to do it or not. Stories cooled down a bit, but obviously if they get in touch with you and you please let us know, and we appreciate your time very much.